Today's readings speak about God's action of salvation for his people. The love that God has for each one of us does not allow him to let us wander. He keeps intervening every time we lose our track. Prophet Isaiah compares God to a farmer who did all he could to make sure he had produced good grapes. Unfortunately, this farmer, despite of all he did, he got only sour grapes. And for me, I would compare God to the parents. You know that either in your family or in your neighborhood or a friend, there are people, you bring your children so well with faith. You even take them to a Catholic school because you want the best. You want to inculcate faith in them. But at a certain time, someone come and tell you, I don't believe in God. Then you as a parent, you are like, where did I go wrong? What happened? Or someone come with so different opinion from what really you have inculcated in this person from the beginning. The question is, am I the one who did something wrong? And this is the same question this farmer, God is asking today. After doing all I did to the vineyard, I got only sour grapes. In the gospel, Matthew gives a very similar account of the song written by Isaiah in the first reading. The parable of the vineyard and the tenant is a reminder of his continued effort to keep his people faithful to the covenant he made with them. We see the owner sending different messengers to help them turn towards God and bear more fruits. But what does he get in reply? They refuse these messengers. They ignore the message. They torture and even kill the messengers. Look at what is happening today in the world. God is still sending messengers to us. Many of us have accepted this message. Some are still struggling to understand this message. And there are some still having problem with accepting it. The same message. On the other hand, the world is also trying to deny the owner of his vineyard. After killing his son, we have felt that we are in charge. Today we cannot speak. We cannot have a discussion of things that matters. They will bring a lot of division. Then you ask yourself, what went wrong? The Antichrist are struggling to take over. But with our prayers, with our strength, with our focus, they will not win. St. Paul has a message for us today. He says, we should not worry about anything, but tell God all our desires. We should not be troubled. We have a living God. And if you want to know we have a living God, ask yourself, in March when the world was closing, who knew that today we shall be seated here listening to his message? We can call God by a prayer. We can make a petition, an act of gratitude, and the peace of God will guard our hearts and thoughts. He also adds that we should fill our mind with that which is positive, true, honorable, upright, and pure. All these, Paul was trying to reflect all the good ideas they were taught by the philosophers. The philosophers taught them to speak what is upright, to teach that which is true, that which is pure, that which you are not ashamed when you are talking about it, that which you don't need to get annoyed because somebody is speaking about it. That is what is true. It is now our time, we as Christians, to teach our children that which is good, that which is true, that which is upright. And when we do this, do not be scared that maybe after they grow up, they don't want to follow that. As a parent, you will always tell your heart, I did my best. There is no child who will blame you because you taught them what is right. On the contrary, someone will blame you for not saying. It is our duty and our responsibility also to correct them when you see that they are not doing that which is pure, that which is, honorable. And we show them our love. It's not easy, but by God's intervention, God is still intervening up to today. He still keeps intervening. We shall win.